Hey everyone, I'm Mick from Light Booth Blackout, and welcome to our second season of Dash. A content warning. There will be brief gunfire in this episode. Please see the show notes for further content warnings. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
They say time is the longest distance between two places. It's also been said that time waits for no one. As the foot-slog of eternity begets change, this is the one inevitability we all must face. It's been many moons since we've heard from Dash Malone. When we last left him, he was on a rooftop, marked with an ancient sigil, and watching the Los Angeles sunset on the case of the mysterious Zita Makara. Since then, many strange and extraordinary adventures have befallen this gumshoe. But before we get into them, and we will get into them, we're going to skip ahead just a little. As it turns out, the prologue to our second season puts us at the tail end of this new cluster of unusual and queer cases. Yes, we're giving you a peek at the season finale before we even get started, which is why we're calling our prologue to Dash Season 2, Every Beginning Starts with an Ending.
Ever have one of those days? You know what I'm talking about. Those days when the coffee makes you tired, when the news in the paper makes you jumpy, and every time you look at the clock, you're 5 minutes behind. Those days when your tire blows, and the closest thing to help is a creep who keeps commenting on your muffin loaf. Those days when you look up at the dark rain clouds hanging over your head, and then a damn pigeon does its business right on your new coat. Those days when nothing seems to be going quite right. Well, this was not one of those days. Phew! And I was determined to make sure it stayed that way. I woke up, the California sun was shining, my dim but adorable boyfriend made me pancakes without even having to ask. The traffic on Wiltshire was light, there was a spare 75 bits rattling around in my purse, and my hair had never looked better. The cherry on top of my sundae, I had the whole office to myself, not a private dick in sight. On top of that, no clients to bother my peace with their endless problems. Well, we generally have no clients, but with the sort we do get, I'll take it for now. It was just one of those days when everything was going just swell. Then the phone rang. Dash Malone's office. We put the I in private eye. How can I help you?
Is he there?
Is who where?
There. Is he there?
He. Who is this he you speak of?
I'm serious.
I'm Cindy. Nice to meet you, Sirius.
Cindy! Is Dash there?
Oh, you mean Dash Malone. Well, he works here. Can't tell you when that actually happens, but hey, who am I, his secretary or something?
Creasus! Why are you giving me a hard time?
Why are you being so rude, Sal?
Because I have an urgent issue.
Sounds like that's a problem for a doctor, not a detective.
Well, I might need that too.
What?
Exactly.
Oh, geez, Sal, why didn't you say so?
Why haven't you told me if he's there or not?
He's not here. He hasn't even come in yet today.
That's not good.
Well, it's not even 1 yet. So I'd call that a normal workday.
When was the last time you saw him?
Yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
Same thing that happens every day. He was being his moody self, and I was being underpaid and underappreciated. Why? What was supposed to happen yesterday?
You haven't been working on any cases?
No, we haven't had a case since last week when some old lady hired him to find her missing necklace, which she swore one of her grandkids had stolen. Turns out she'd been wearing it the whole time. Another case solved.
Well, that's that then.
Hold on there. First you tell me you might actually need a doctor, and now you clam up faster than my grandma's old Studebaker on a cold Tuesday.
You're what?
What's going on? What aren't you telling me?
How quick can you meet me? I don't like keeping secrets. I'm good at it, but I don't like it. Lately, I've been doing a whole lot of that. My life has been one damn secret after another. In hindsight, should have seen that all coming, but either way, for the record, I don't like it. So last night when Dash called, it was just another secret to throw on the pile. A pile that's already too big. Now Dash ain't no stranger to secrets, and all things being honest, I'm kinda envious how he can be who he can be in this crazy world as it is. He's taken his licks and pushed through like a true champ. Of course, I'd never tell him that. Don't want him to get a big head or nothing. In any case, as I left to meet up with him last night, I had to give Becky the runaround. Again, something I'm not happy about. But it's all too familiar. She hates Dash Malone, blames him for everything that's gone wrong. And with all that's gone wrong lately, especially with Dash, she won't let me out of her sight unless I assure her it's official police business. There's been a lot of official police business lately. And not just when it comes to Dash. But I have to push that out of my mind, at least for the moment. Dash has gone missing, again. In my gut, that spells trouble. I know it. And after all we've been through together, everything from muggers to mummies, when we go out together.
Hey, Copper! Need a hand over here.
Jeez, announce it to the whole world, why don't you?
What? A lady can't ask for the aid of her local policeman?
Yeah, when you see a lady, you let me know. Ow! What do you hit me for? What do you got in that purse, rocks?
You're lucky it wasn't filled with them.
I ought to take you in for assaulting a police officer.
Wouldn't be the first time. Why are we at Union Station?
Because this was the last place I saw Dash.
When was that?
Last night. He wanted backup.
That louse. He was working a case and didn't tell me.
Look, all he said was it was urgent and no one knew what was about to go down.
And what was about to go down?
I don't exactly know. He asked me to meet him here, keep an eye out because he was catching someone off the train.
And who was that?
He didn't get into details.
What do you mean he didn't get into details?
He just said keep an eye out, and that's what I did.
Men! The lack of details is why we are where we are.
I didn't know who it was, but it was some guy.
It's always some guy.
And he... Creases! He's in that taxi cab.
That guy?
You know him?
No, I just know Dash's type.
He's getting out of the cab, come on.
Right behind you.
Keep the change.
Change? What change? You owe me $1.20.
Hey, you. Hold it there. Got a few questions for you.
Oh, I'm late for my train. Let go of me.
You trying to hit me with your briefcase? You think that's a good idea? What is it with people today?
Let go of me, Copper.
Where are you off to in such a hurry? Why do people always run from cops?
'Cause y'all got flat feet.
Set myself up for that one.
You did.
Be right back.
Hey, lady, that guy coming back? He ain't tipped me either.
I got a tip for you.
I ain't joking, lady.
He dropped his suitcase. Maybe there's something in there. The tag on the handle. The Hotel Normandy.
Get back here! Ain't nowhere to run!
We will continue with this week's episode of Dash after this commercial break. And we return you now to Dash. Every beginning starts with an ending.
The symbols are all around you. They are your guide.
Dash!
Follow them.
Dash!
They will lead you back.
Dash!
Plink.
No, buddy. It's us. It's just us.
Oh, God, there's so much blood.
Sal. Cindy. What's happening? What's happening?
Stay with us. You gotta stay with us.
I'm not cleaning this up.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You've been shot.
Does that really matter anymore?
Your concern for my well-being warms my heart.
Are you hearing concern from me? I'm sorry. This is just me masking my utter rage over our current situation.
You think this is helping?
Can you both please just...
I think my help has gone above and beyond, and now so has my patience.
My head is...
This place looks like a crime scene.
Because some wacko just shot him.
Everyone just can it!
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're right. You're both right. I should have been more forthcoming with what happened last night. Especially with everything that's been going on as of late.
It's been a lot.
A lot.
They're right. Everything has been a lot recently. And from the looks of things, it ain't over yet. My time in Los Angeles has been a turbulent ride through all the riches and glory this city has to offer, and then careening downward to the very pit of its corrupted soul. I've seen things I couldn't believe with my own eyes. That was before I faced a reanimated corpse from ancient Egypt. And since then, I've been changed somehow. I've been told it was a blessing, but all it feels like is a curse. A mark that has become a part of me. One that keeps fading every time something tries to kill me. Or should I say, every time someone succeeds. And that's been happening a lot lately. Enemies hatching plots.
I'm watching you, queer.
Killers lurking in the shadows.
Mr. Malone, I hear you've been looking for me.
Maniacs waiting to strike.
You have something we want, and we always get what we want.
Death everywhere I look.
Dash!
I may have held on to the pieces of my broken heart a little too hard. What happened with Haze?
I was only trying to love you.
What went down at the Half Moon Street?
Something bad here. Real bad.
All covered up by the sheen of a Hollywood smile.
This town has a short memory, but it never forgets.
But more people are out there than I thought.
Isn't it exciting? Everyone's wanting a piece of you.
Those who know the truth.
They ain't gonna see you. They ain't even looking.
Allies becoming friends.
You can always count on me, baby.
And friends who are family.
Just seeing you like that again.
No, pal, I should have told you more about last night.
You ain't wrong about that.
Sal McGill, my insight on the police force, and a friend.
For once.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
My wisecracking secretary, Cindy Crenshaw.
You need anything?
A drink.
Looks like the bar is dry. How about we just run your head under the sink?
We're in a room at the Hotel Normandy. This swanky joint is barely a decade old, but there's been plenty of guests who have never left, even if their bodies have been carried out under strange circumstances. That I can see them is, well, that's something I'm still getting used to. But this is the place he wanted me to come to. The man I met at Union Station. The man who had the map. And then shot me. Zita Makara said I could trust him.
There is a man coming into the city. You must meet with him if you are to take the next step of this journey.
There's always more to the story when it comes to her.
Zita Makara is the one who set this up. Why am I not surprised?
Cindy isn't a fan, which is why I didn't mention it.
Wish you would have told me more, buddy. I could have tagged along after the station.
I didn't want to involve you more than I already have. Both of you stuck your necks out way more than a guy like me deserves. What you did, finding me, and not just today, I mean.
Don't get all mushy. I just work here.
Hey, when do I start getting paid?
Get in line. I've been waiting longer than you.
Just thank you. That's all.
We go out.
We go out together.
And how the heck are we getting out of here? This room is torn to shreds. The sheets are covered in blood, your blood, and there are gunshot holes in the wall.
I take it you haven't seen the ceiling.
Creasus!
What the heck is that thing?
It's a big symbol. It looks...
Egyptian. Yeah, I know. It's a long story.
We don't have time. I'm sure someone heard the shots and called the cops.
I am the cops.
The real ones?
I'll phone into the station and see what's what. Maybe I can head them off while you two scram.
I really am sorry I didn't tell you. I didn't want to...
You didn't want to, but you did. You did. I was having a wonderful, peaceful, fantastic day before I got a call from Sal telling me your scrawny, bourbon-soaked behind was missing. Again!
You said it yourself? Does it really matter anymore?
You do not get to use my nihilistic emotional mask against me.
Who, what, and when now?
I'm taking a philosophy course at night.
Now look who's keeping things.
The class is long and boring and filled with men who love to hear the sound of their own voice and who don't want me there to begin with. A woman taking a college course? The scandal! There, now you know. Now we have no more secrets. Let's keep it that way.
Cindy, I do have another secret I've been keeping from you.
Oh, yeah?
I hate to tell you, but I'm a homosexual.
The shock! You know, I think my boss is too. Maybe I can introduce you to him.
Not with my luck. I'd probably be the death of him.
Probably.
Well, you aren't going to believe it.
No one reported anything.
Somehow. Please tell me you didn't book the room in your name.
I'm a professional, Sal.
You're something, I'll give you that.
Great. Then we'll grab those blood-soaked sheets and see if we can't find a back door to duck out of. Thankfully, we don't have to rush.
Which is great, as coming back from the brink of the horizon's never the easiest thing.
Let me see your arm.
What?
Your arm. Let me see that mark.
The Ouroboros.
Every time something like this happens, that thing begins to fade. I don't like it.
What do you think that means?
I can't worry about that. Not now.
Let's get out of here then.
Hold on. 1 second. I just need to know one thing. The one thing that has spoiled my perfect day.
What's that?
The guy you met, who took you back here to this hotel room, and then from the looks of it gunned you down. Who is he?
I'll tell you something. He can move. That son of a gun outran me.
Which may be easier than it appears.
Excuse me?
I'll tell you who he was, what he had to show me, and why he shot me. Well, we already know why.
We do?
We knew it back at the beginning.
The beginning?
Yeah, the beginning. It all started with the case of the Invisible Man.
The role of Dash Malone will now be played by Jared Calhoun. You have been listening to Dash, Season 2, Prologue, starring Jared Calhoun, Sara Luciano, Jay Mazzola, Thomas Robert Irvin, Walter McCready, Cathy Mostek, Deborah Billups, Shauna Massad, Leigh Jacobs, Eli Haughton, Christopher Tolomeo, Mick and Carlos Giga. Written and directed by Dave Ebersol. Sound design by Mick Music by Christopher Tolomeo and Mick Cover art by Vinny Rico. Executive producer Mick Dash created by Dave Ebersol and Delia Gable. Dash the Podcast is a Light Booth Blackout production. We will begin our second season of Dash with The Case of the Invisible Man. The first chapter will premiere in 2 weeks. But you can hear it early and ad-free on Patreon at Light Booth Blackout patreon.com. Thank you for listening. I'm John Barker. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. Once you know what to watch for, you always know there's more to the story.